4.5. Unexpected.
Yeah, nice serve.
I mean, they're playing out of their mind right now. Haven't missed a shot.
You.
Mark's in a bad place right now, mentally.
Nope.
Focus! I got switch.
You.
This is right where I personally don't want to be, but I'm going to get this done.
Play fearless. You know, that's what we got to do. Yeah, play fearless. Any opportunity, crush. If you got to hit somebody, hit somebody.
We're going to take this to a tie break, and then we're going to win this third set.
Nice.
Come on!
Great.
Close in. Close in.
No,
Close in.
Just missed it.
out.
No.
Yep.
Good lob. Good volley. Good neutral. Back to neutral. Oh.
What's that? I go.
You. You.
Go.
You got it.
Put it away.
You.
Bomb. There you
Me.
go.
Let it.
It's gonna drop out. It's gonna drop out.
No. Let's go.
5:30.
No.
God, did it.
We got lucky there.
Let's go. Let's go.
You're good.
Nope.
Sorry,
And we're back. And we're back. 5-all. We're back at 5-all. Unreal.
No.
No. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
That's
Serve
great,
big.
sir. That's
That's
big.
what I'm telling you.
But you said that-
Any D1 coach is going to say, body. Go big body.
Yep.
Make him have to get out of the way.
Nope. Let's go.
Kicking up on a flat shot. What?
Change up. Come on.
Focus!
You got it.
That's good.
Watch it. No.
Almost
Good defense. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, this is definitely an unexpected turn of events. And like, truthfully, I was serving at 1.5 and I was just slapping serves. Like, I had given up on the set, truthfully. Like, that's what happens when I just give up on the set. I just throw a little lower toss and just slap the out of the serve. So
Mark's in a bad place right
Yeah,
now.
I know.
Mentally.
Yeah.
And Scott, obviously is pretty shaky.
Well, we still go for Mark, though.
This is right where I personally don't want to be, but I'm going to get this done.
No, we got just gotta get. I mean, it's play fearless. You know, that's
Yeah.
what we got to do. Gotta play fearless. And that was. I mean, they're playing out of their mind right now with the lobs and haven't missed a shot.
Very
So,
smart.
yeah,
I mean,
no, it's good.
credit to them.
It was
That's
good. It was
perfect
good.
for them. But I'm going to have high first serve percentage. I'm not going to go for any bombs. I'm going to go back to the basics, aim for the backhands. And we're going to take this to a tie break, and then we're going to win this third set.
Yeah, yep.
But
Yep.
my game first.
Yep.
Dude. Let's go.
I'm ready.
Let's go.
I'm ready.
Let's go, dude.
I'm good.
That's nice, Scott.
Take it.
That sucks. I thought that was going deep.
Yeah, me too.
Coming in.
Oh, swinging volley. Yep. Great hands.
Me. Go ahead.
Good placement. Yes. Another great point.
Oh, wow. Great
overhead.
Good point, guys.
Great shot, Mark.
God.
Oh, that was
Good
so
spin.
slow.
Good spin on that one.
Nice change up.
You.
Oh my gosh.
Breaker.
Breaker.
Break. 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 Here we go.
Not wide.
No.
Back.
Oh, no.
Take it, take it.
Oh,
Sorry.
I thought it was
I'm
an
moving
easy
in.
one.
I'm moving in. No.
That's a nice cut.
It's my bad.
No, that's fine. That's a good cut.
0-3.
Oh, that's a
1-3.
big
Nice serve.
serve. Yep.
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 2-3. Coming, Scott.
That's big, dude. That's big. Great job. Great job.
No. Oh, it's good.
What?
Sorry. That was good. That was good. That was
Oh,
good.
sorry, Scott.
Your
That
point.
was in, right?
That was good. Yeah.
Okay.
Your point. Your point.
Sorry. Sorry, Scott. I didn't mean to.
No.
3-all.
Hands up.
Come on. Here we go. Come on.
No.
Yep.
Oh. And it's funny enough, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but it's been a lot of, this match has gone on a lot of runs. 3 games in a row,
Yeah.
4 games in a row, and even in the tiebreak, 3 points here, 4 points here. It's been a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of those runs, almost like an NBA game.
Yes.
Cup.
You.
Oh, lucky us.
Going for the possible ankle breaker.
Well, if it hits
Holy
him
cow, we
when he
got
does
lucky.
that, we'd win the point.
It's fine.
You got it.
That's
Big.
a big
Great.
overhead. That's just a big overhead.
I love that
And
serve
that-
too.
and that's a serve.
I love
Push him in
that
the body.
serve.
He manipulates him,
Yep.
pushes it up, and then Ira gets a shot, gets an overhead.
I got switch.
You.
You.
3 match points.
Take it.
Let's go ahead.
We're good. Off the ceiling.
Oh.
Unlucky. Nice try.
That's where
I saved my ankle that time.
Yeah.
Woo!
Come on. Here we go.
Nice.
That's a big
That's
volley.
good.
Big volley.
Yeah,
big
for sure.
volley.
Right here.
All right. 6-5.
6-5.
Wow. Wow.
You.
Missed it.
Right on, right on, back on.
You. Unbelievable, man.
That's
You're
just
the best.
solid.
You're a great doubles partner.
You played so well.
You're a great doubles partner.
Good playing, guys. Good playing. Good match, man. Good match.
Good playing, Art.
Nice playing.
I'd like to take this opportunity right now to apologize to my racket. I kicked it, I bounced it on the ground, and then I chucked it at the wall. And kids, that's not how you treat the one you love. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry.
I mean, I am officially now 4-0 on Essential Tennis.
Wow.
And,
And we're
uh,
undefeated together.
And you and I remain undefeated, 3-0. I truthfully, I thought my streak was coming to an end. I'd prepared a
letter?
yeah.
Did you have a letter?
A letter tucked in my pocket.
Yeah.
So when somebody found me, I could tell you my feelings. But yeah, we this is kind of like what tennis is, though. I mean, I had truthfully, chalked it up today. I mean, I thought going into this we were going to lose. I had admitted it to, everybody. My wife thought I was going to lose. But this is tennis. This is why you play.
You never know.
Yeah, I mean,
We were down a break in every part of the match.
I feel like we returned pretty well, and that was my biggest concern was our teams
Honestly,
returning.
when I started going to like the lob and like the chip, and they started staying.
Yeah, I mean, great team win, man. You're the best. I appreciate you.
You too, man. Yeah, it's good.
I can't believe
it's
we
good
won
win.
I think overall, you played a lot more solid than me. Obviously, you're not only just a more accomplished tennis player overall, but you're a better doubles player. Your doubles instincts are there compared to mine. Again, I'm not making any excuses,
No.
but you were overall very solid, if not above what you're normally playing at, indoor 4.5 tennis and doubles. Maybe your serve was a little bit shaky at some times.
Yeah,
which we talked about several times.
I was trying to get it in. I was, that's what I've been doing lately. Just in doubles, get the first serve in, and then, make the first volley. And really, that's what I care to do. I don't go for aces as much, just because of the waste of time.
Correct.
But but credit to them, they returned well, and they played really tactically sound game and good net play.
What was genius about their strategy to keep themselves in the second set when Scott was serving it out was just to kind of bump lob it, because my overheads aren't really confident right now, and they exposed it very well, and I'm sure they talked about it in their mic and in their confession, like, let's pick on Mark's overheads. And good, that's what you should do as a strategic tennis player, especially in doubles.
They played a higher level of tennis. We want a rematch, but they played a higher level of tennis today, and we had good points. There were some highlights, that if they were bring back the highlight reel, we could probably do a few. So good stuff.
So cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for watching.
See you guys next time. Happy hitting.
Before we wrap up, thank you for everybody for watching.
Yes.
And please if you're enjoying this match and any of the content, please give us that thumbs up, give that like.
Hit that subscribe button so we can show you more tennis content on this sort of thing. Tune in next, where we will have an encore interview with both teams. Thanks, guys.
Myself and everybody here would like to thank PlayYourCourt.com for sponsoring this match play. We wouldn't be able to do it if it weren't for you guys behind the scenes over there. If you're looking for a practice partner, not like me, if you're looking for a league, a coach, anybody to help you improve your game, go to PlayYourCourt.com/ET. They're offering a great discount for anybody who puts in that website into their internet browser and checks it out. But again, big thanks to PlayYourCourt.com. Scott, you're the man. We're just happy to be out here with your blessings and your excellent website over there.
There's no way we could have live streamed this.
No. All right, everyone. We are here with Ira and Ian, the winners of the match and the runners-up, Mark and Scott. Great match by all four of you. The level, Mike and I were saying, the level of play, the quality of big shots and big moments was incredible to watch. And I guess I'll start. My first question to Ira and Ian, what Mike and I were a little surprised about, and obviously it worked, but how you started off on the return side with Ira, you on the deuce and Ian on the ad, and having your backhands up the middle.
Because that was something that you guys switched from your match against Reed and Chris.
Yeah, it was my call. I made the call on that simply. I knew that those two were just not going to let me see a forehand, at least for the first set probably, and I just felt like they'd be able to find my backhand a lot easier on the deuce side. That's it.
I will say this, and which I didn't fight him. I fight with him on a lot of stuff, but this I don't fight on. So if I'm going to miss my backhand, typically it's going to be late. And so if I'm on the deuce side and I miss late with the backhand, it still goes cross court. So my thought was, why not just rip it like a little bit to the right of the center line and let it be late and then let it go cross court.
And I'm late on every backhand too.
That was a really, had it not been for Ian telling us to do that, I probably wouldn't have thought of that. So, hats off to you. That's great.
It's almost like you're a tennis coach or something.
Yeah, it's almost like you do this for a living.
No, it was a good call.
It was a lucky call.
It was a good call.
And I agree, and that's the thing that Scott and I did mention a little bit. I'm like, okay, Ian's definitely going to be playing the deuce side, but you covered your probably weaker stroke pretty well, and it was hard for me as a server on the ad side to find it because I didn't want to bomb it, and I could have sliced it up the middle, but that's not really like a natural shot. Yeah. So you saw a lot of, probably about 50% of your returns, a kicker to the forehand because that's where I trained to.
Second serve especially.
Yeah, especially second serve.
And I'll even take that as my second question going to you guys was, Matt and I both kind of saw that it was the first 4 games, it was everybody held comfortably and everybody was serving, really. And we kind of gave the analogy of it was like, in the beginning, it was like a roller coaster where it was like, okay, it was here. And then all of a sudden we started going on a bigger one. And by the end, it was like on raging boat where it was like extreme highs and extreme lows, like where it was working for you guys and where I both know that you guys both have really good kick serves on the second serves. Like we were both a little bit surprised to where, obviously both of them have one-handed backhands to where you guys weren't using the kick serves a whole lot, kind of kicking up to their backhand, making them go up and go get it. Was that something that you guys had kind of said that, obviously it was working in the beginning and then you were trying something else?
I think it just got away from us. That I was thinking more about making first serves, getting first serves in after failing miserably at getting first serves in and just sliding them in. I had some good success against you sliding them into your body and making you hit a little late inside out on your backhand. So I thought I'd just go with that because it seemed to be working, and same with you. And then you guys just kind of caught on with it, and I tried to adjust and maybe hit a little harder, and I just was not finding my range. So I think that the pressure they were putting, the adjustments they made, probably were the kicker in that one for me.
If talking about serves, like I think that Ian and I was fortunate enough on Mark's serve to be able to back up a little bit in the second set and take a lot more forehands. I felt like my backhand return can be suspect. My forehand return is solid enough where I can get it back. I can keep it around the service line, and then at least I can start the point. And then Ian and I started doing a little bit of lobbing off of the returns and just like putting the ball in play.
We hadn't noticed.
And I mean that happened to work out for us. It may not work another day, but it just did today. And I think that we got a little bit lucky on Mark's serve a couple times, putting a couple balls in play, and and it worked out today.
Well, with the bump lobs, that's one thing that me and Scott definitely, hammered down in the confessional camera, because I personally felt like I was volleying well when Scott was serving because he was placing it well.
Yeah.
And I'm comfortable at the net if I'm literally
on the net,
kissing the net.
Yeah.
I move very well laterally just because I'm a defensive baseliner in singles.
Fast,
But the transition from the baseline up, or maybe even right behind the service line up to the net, very suspect for me. And you guys kind of noticed that my overheads were actually kind of weak and not very confident, so you guys exposed that very well. So props to whoever. It was probably you.
And that was even something that, again, Matt and I up in the booth, we said multiple times where we thought going into this match where you guys are all solid serves, ground strokes, volleys, and that we thought it was going to be a lot of, instead of, if somebody gets too close to the net, instead of going for the lob, that it was going to be a lot of, we were thinking there was going to be bang, 5 or 6 pegs or whatnot. But then all of a sudden it was we saw the first couple lobs and we were like, we were questioning it, but then it kept happening over and over again. And just the success, and anyone can kind of take this question to where you guys were all having success with the lob. Yep. You guys were all having great hands to where every single lob was either a foot from the baseline or either right on the baseline. Was that something that you guys were all kind of going into?
So for me, the peg, really quick, the peg attempt, to me, it was obviously just a no-win. I don't know how many times the peg attempt. Sitting back behind the baseline and they're both up close to the net. The lob just seemed like the obvious shot to try.
But it was even when you had a couple of ones where you could have gone in and you could have hit big.
You're touching.
I think there were maybe only 2 or 3 opportunities the entire match of that actually being feasible.
I feel I don't know. I lob a lot. It's part of my game. It's something that I'm good at. I've practice it a lot. So Ian and I were talking a lot about golf, where we were saying, okay, let's not hit 9 irons or pitching wedge lobs. Let's hit 6 irons, 7 irons, and drive them a little bit. Because if we could get it over Mark and make Scott run diagonally. Well, that's the 6 iron. If we could get it over, and if we could get Scott running diagonally and trying to do that shot he does so well, I feel like we had a good opportunity to win the point at that thing. So I think a lot of those bunt lobs were a good change of pace for us.
And I agree with Ira. A different day, it just might not have worked. If our touch was a little off, or if Mark's overhead was more on,
it's never on. But
it might have been over very quickly.
I think that the lobs themselves were good, but what was even better was your next shot. Your next shot was all your next
defense off the overheads was incredible. On all four.
And there was just so many good points where I was getting out of my seat and going crazy because you guys were all handling even, and I could see that it was frustrating for some of you guys to where it's you wanted to put the overhead away and it drew out some errors to where you guys were all just getting one ball back in play.
That was the 5-4 break in the first set right there. Ian or Ira was saying that you saved the whole game with that.
Oh man,
ball, right? That was amazing. It was amazing.
It was a forehand, I think, running out, taking the ball on the rise. Mark hit a pretty good overhead that was going toward the curtain, and Ian jumped and hit it, and then I was able to sneak one in. I had
he just went go gadget with his arm. Once I saw you running wide, I'm I know there's one place he's shooting it right at the line.
But that wasn't even the first lob he saved. I hit one. I hit one that you had kind of stretch for a backhand.
Ian did a fantastic job at defending the lob today, or defending the overhead.
I got one question for you. So Matt and I kind of said this at one point up in the booth where we thought we were in the twilight zone to where you were making like almost every single backhand return, and then there were a couple like forehands that you were missing, and it was almost like we were at one point going, wait, what is happening right now? Every single one of his, like, they're targeting his backhand, he's getting them in, he's getting it low, but the few forehands you were getting, you were spraying him a little bit. Was there something that you like? Did you notice that at all, or?
Well, I've been thinking about this for weeks. and
How's
we,
second knee?
we've been playing up this match, for a long time. And I hit with both of you. I train with both of you. And there's been a lot of banter about abusing the backhand, as there should be. It's clearly the weak shot. So I told Ira before the match even started, I'm waiting in a backhand grip.
Yeah, I noticed you both were for a while.
And me too. I told him the same thing. We're ripping every backhand return, just dealing with it. If we lose, we lose.
Yeah, but even serving your backhand, it was a safer proposition for us because you're not going to attack them like your forehand.
Right.
That I felt like I could serve your backhand all day. You'll get a couple of winners, but I'll make that next volley. I'll get the volley.
I'll put the ball back in play. Versus forehand, you have to do a little bit more with.
If I give you a forehand, I got to be mindful.
You got to go down here, and if you get a backhand, you're probably volleying here because it's a little bit straighter.
You're both too good though for me to go continental and take it back here and freaking start the point.
Well, and I appreciate you not doing that.
for your face.
I'm sure you do.
There was a set point you did that on your forehand, though.
We talked about
and so this is why I was missing forehands, is because I was sitting on the
that makes
backhand
sense.
drive.
And we talked about playing a two-back if it was going to get to a point where like Ian felt that he had to lob a lot or slice a lot of returns. We talked about that. Now we played two-back one time late in the first set.
I'm used to sitting on the forehand topspin grip, but normally I don't play people who know me, as well as these two. So I sat on the backhand, and when they did hit me a forehand, that's why I was like, "Oh frick, what do I do?" And I was.
And you started turning them over at the end.
A little bit here and there. Yeah.
So you were guarding your backhand.
Oh yeah.
They were both sitting in their backhand grip.
I looked at you and you knew I was coming backhand. You were ready for it.
My strings were
let's go, bro.
My strings were perpendicular to the court.
It was like this. I'm ready.
Okay.
Ian, you might as well have been. Ian, this is probably your ready position. What it should have been. Like
Shoulders in.
But I just feel like going up the tee gives you less angle and makes it more feasible for him to cross.
It was still a good play, for you guys. Even though I was sitting on it.
It's doubles 1-on-1.
So one thing that Matt and I gave kudos to you guys was that even after that tough first set to where you guys were up, they won 4 games in a row to close it out. And even they won the first game of the second set where we said they won 4 games in a row. And then what was the adjustment that you guys kind of made that allowed you guys to kind of make that adjustment and to get up and
Scott told me to stop hitting like a coward because I was just sitting at the baseline. And if this was a less family-friendly YouTube channel, I would use more colorful words.
Yes.
But he told me just to get to the net.
Yeah. We needed to be at the net. We needed to both be, in the upper half of the service box, to put pressure on because you guys were doing such a good job of hitting low. They were doing such a good job of hitting low to you, and you were kind of vertical rather than horizontal.
Exactly.
Yeah, I totally lost faith in that second set when I got broken and Ian
had
missed,
all the momentum.
Yeah, when Ian missed those 2 volleys on my serve, like sometimes I get a little bit frustrated.
No, it sucks.
And so when I got broke, I was kind of like, well, screw this. And then Mark had an easy hold, Ian had a break, Scott had a tough hold, and then I just and at 1-5 I just slapped a lot of first serves. Like I was like, well, it's
I think it was 1-4 when you were saying I'm just going to save it for the breaker.
So 1-5 I was serving and I hit 5 out of 5 flat serves, which is unusual. I don't typically do the flat serve because the percentages for me typically are pretty low, but I got lucky on that game and then we were able to break, hold, break, and hold.
So let's go back to that, though, okay? You're down 1-5, right? And obviously, clearly the momentum's here. What game was it? Was it 2-5, 3-5, where you're like, all right.
I think it was 4-5.
I think
let's go. Like, we're starting to gain the momentum because it was interesting. Mike and I talked about it up top of between when you were down 1-5.
It was 1-5 and 2-5.
Yeah,
it was like,
I can't remember what game, but
those 2 games were pretty quick.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. The momentum, you
My
kind of
service
started
game.
snatching it back. I mean,
I think Ira's service game was key.
Yeah.
That just kind of tilted it
Because
a little bit.
even I said this to Matt, where like right after Ira held and right the next return game, I don't know what it was, but it's like we saw like a look in your eye to where you turned it on. You basically went evil eye, and you're just like, okay, we are not losing this. Ian, we could see it, and all of a sudden I was just like, oh, I could see them potentially getting the break back and putting the pressure back on, Scott.
Ira walked out here telling me we were going to lose. And that lit a fire under my ass, to be totally honest with you. So when he held that easy, and then we had that first break,
And then Ian had this hold, which kind of like once Ian held, I was like, oh, it's I think we're like okay here. And then we switched sides, and then we luckily broke Scott.
And then all of a sudden, like I saw like Ian just looked like a man possessed. Like every time he was closing in, he was just like, I am just closing in. I'm getting to the net first. I'm finishing with a volley.
I was backpedaling. Get me away.
Ian's running forward, Ira's running backwards. So I guess closing it out, like final thoughts, we'll go to Mark and Scott first. You guys, I say we run this back.
Yeah.
If we run it back, what do you do back? What do you do different?
Well, I'm going to hold serve in both sets at 5-4. I mean, simple as that. That's if there's one thing I'm going to take away from this, and it's going to eat me up, and it's that I didn't, close the set out because it was on my racket. Honestly, I'm pretty confident that I can close out a set, and I didn't do it twice.
As a server, what do you think your adjustment is if you were to redo one of those 2 5-4 games? As a server mentality, what do you think you do differently?
If there's a technical way of putting it, I'd say grow a pair of. Just like serve like serve the way I did.
You feel like you let off?
I feel like I was serving to get the ball in play, whereas you were serving to
hit dingers.
You were hitting home runs, and I think that we were on your neck, and I said, well, let's just let them play a little. I took a little off the gas. And I I'm not going to say I chickened out or anything, but to a certain degree, I didn't play. You didn't through the serve.
You're saying you played the percentage versus playing to win.
I feel you didn't play to win. You played not to lose.
I played like a damn teaching pro.
Okay.
That's what I played like. Honestly.
Customer tennis.
Yeah. I mean, I played like, okay, let's make this fine. Let's get it in. I'll volley you.
Anything you felt, Mark?
Hey, that was a moment.
Oh, sorry.
Well, now that again, it's a therapy session, which is what it turns into after 2 beers. I personally think that I think Ira, especially on. I think it was the second set where you could have closed it out. He hit 2 backhand return winners, basically. I'm like, okay, make him hit it again. So you guys, played well, and you put enough pressure on.
Scott, I don't think you can beat yourself up too much.
Well, I'm not going to beat myself up because it's in the rearview mirror. But I'm saying like if there's one thing that I'm going to take from this, it's not not like okay, next time I'm serving a 5-4, I'm going to just I'm going to turn it up a notch. I'm not going to turn it down a notch.
And I think it wasn't, especially in that one game to where Ira hit 2 great backhand return winners. It's not even that you did anything wrong. It's like he just hit 2 great shots.
Right. But I and I agree with that, and that there's some things you can't nothing you can do about it. But I think that when you're in the driver's seat, when you're going to win a set, you have to take the reins. You can't just put it on cruise control. You've got to take the wheel and make sure nothing happens. And I think that's the big thing. That's the lesson for me out of this is that finish. You got to run through the finish line. You can't just coast and wave to the crowd.
Okay.
You guys play him again. What adjustments might you? I mean, you won, but I mean, still, it wasn't a 2-2. It was 5-6.
Right. You guys had to do it the hard way in that second set.
To be totally honest, I don't know that I could have played a whole lot better. And just like hats off to Mark and Scott. As much as maybe you feel like you let your foot off the gas a little bit, we still had to come up with some pretty crazy shots.
Everyone came up with big shots.
That's the subjective side of it. Is that I feel like what. I shouldn't have let you do that, but you did it. Okay, and that's the big thing.
To be totally honest, I feel like in the moments where like we really had to hit great shots, we seem to come up with it. And you can never, any given day of tennis, you just can't count on being able to do that.
Yes. And especially from the commentator's booth, this match lived up to everything that I think everybody was hoping it would be. Like it definitely wasn't a 2-2 where it was like one thing blew up. Outside of 3 sets, Matt and I we were just in awe sometimes of just like how good like everybody was playing. Like it wasn't like you just totally gave to someone. It's like no matter what, everybody made each other earn it.
Yeah, I just want to give a lot of credit. Like as much as maybe you guys feel like you took your foot off the gas, we had a lot of momentum going into the second, and the fact that you guys grabbed it and took off in like a big lead in the second set, I mean, I think you said like, who would take a bet that we would come back being down 1-5?
Right.
No, it's a little
So under any circumstances.
But here's the thing. I'm happy you guys did because all 4 of us are on the same state league team. And I want that so much. So, you know,
Salute.
hopefully we make it to nationals, but I'm not going to go on that subject. That's a different story.
Ira, anything you would change?
I mean-
like to answer the question, I can't complain or say I would change anything. To be totally honest.
I don't think there's anything really that what we bring to the table could do differently to beat you more or lose. You know what I mean? Like there's really, like we played a smart game. We played within our range of ability, which I think that was one of the things I mentioned to Ian. Like, let's not get too excited. Let's just make them play. And if they beat us, they beat us. But yeah, I don't think I would change much. I would probably stick with the.
Would you believe?
Deuce and yeah.
Believe in your partner.
Maybe not next time.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't think we were gonna win. Truthfully, I mean, that's just
No, and I told the camera too. Like in all honesty, on paper, I didn't see us, coming away with a W either.
Yeah.
But I knew I was going to fight like hell.
Yeah, me too. I
That's why
mean,
the paper doesn't matter, folks.
Paper
at
doesn't
all.
matter.
Exactly.
Seeds don't matter.
Yeah.
My mom said seeds are meant for planting. In a tournament, you go up against one
it's
seed.
one of those things where, like, I feel like if I'm on the court with somebody, I feel like I'm good enough to win any match that I play in. And I think we got lucky on this one on a few breaks here and there. And God, I mean, I would rather not have a rematch.
I think you outplayed us. I think that's what happened. I don't think it was.
I don't-
I think
I don't- I
outplayed us.
agree. I don't think
You
it was
outplayed us.
luck.
I mean, like you served better, you returned better, you
In key moments, I agree.
You hit
Yes.
better overheads than we did. I mean, I think that all the double stuff that you needed to do, you did better than us, and the score reflects that. And
Appreciate it.
That's not luck. That's credit to you guys.
Sorry, Ira. We're having a rematch.
in 6 months when I can recover.
When the battery is back.
The battery, at least it's not blinking, so there's still a little life in it.
What we were saying was on the back, you had to have Ian's battery
Energizer
meter on
bunny,
the
yeah.
back, was full.
Awesome.
Thank
Well,
you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
good.
guys,
Good stuff,
great.
good
A
stuff.
hell of a match. It was so
Awesome.
much fun. Everybody, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks, James.
I hope
was awesome.
I hope the Bucks are losing.